Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we are reacting to some of TikTok's worst football opinions. I know that these are very popular on the platform. Some of them are absolutely awful. Some of them they are spitting, they're spitting some truth and some validity. But yeah, we're just going to dive straight in and we're going to see how it goes. All right.
The worst pitch side take of the season.
First one is Reeve saying Haaland wouldn't score more than 15 goals.
Yeah, that's absolutely shocking.
Come on, what a take.
Second one is Tom betting his entire career Bournemouth would get relegated.
I mean, I had them coming 20th, so you know what? That's not even a shock. Like, that's not even that bad, I feel. I guess betting your entire career on it is a bit dumb, but obviously he's still on the Pitch Side podcast, so therefore he's obviously still kicking about. Let's keep going.
My third one is Lewis betting his hair Newcastle would finish above United.
Well, of course. Proddy saying Maradona wouldn't make it in a top 10 Prem side.
Yeah, that's shocking. I mean, I think he'd play for pretty much any team he'd want. Obviously, one of the best football players to ever live. Some people think the greatest. I personally don't think so. But yeah, that is pretty shocking.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Lewis saying Pope's better than Allison. Theo putting Salah in his flop 11 of the season.
Yeah, that's awful.
Lewis and whoever saying Pope or Casemiro was a better signing than Haaland.
Yeah.
To be fair, I actually did say that Casemiro was a better signing than Erling Haaland. I'll put my hands up and I'll say I was wrong. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna play that clip real quick. It was on a podcast that me and Bailey did.
We had a good argument over this the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Best signing.
It is, of course. Obviously. I don't even think there's a discussion. It is the Norwegian beast. The 6'5" man. He's ugly, but man is he good at football, so no one cares. It's Erling Haaland.
Wrong.
Who is it then?
It's obviously Casemiro.
Yep, let's keep going.
Absolute craziness. Rory saying if Arsenal would have won the league, it would have been a bigger achievement than Leicester winning it.
That's shocking. Leicester winning the league, nothing like it will ever be replicated. Obviously, coming up from the Championship, not the year prior, but the year before that, just managing the staying up, and then they won it. Claudio Ranieri that year was the most likely manager to be sacked. Obviously, then you had the surgence of players such as Mahrez, Kante, Jamie Vardy, etc., etc. Amazing side. One of my favourite years of viewing football ever. So, yeah.
That was horrendous.
That is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, Tom's not far from the truth there. Yeah, I've actually seen this clip already. A few of these I have seen, most of them I haven't. So yeah, let's move on to the next clip.
Or disagree, Arsenal will compete for the Prem title again next season. I strongly, with all my heart, disagree. Right?
Well, this is from August this year. So, I mean, as things stand, they currently are. And I would have thought they would have been after last season they had, where they kind of just lost it in the final weeks of the season. So, yeah, I think that was pretty shocking. Let's see what else they bring up.
The following derbies: the Milan derby, the Manchester derby, and El Clasico.
Okay, there's only one right answer. Manchester derby, El Clasico, Milan derby. Easily. That is easily the top three.
Let's start with the Manchester derby. I've never had an easier choice. Don't say it. Number one.
Okay,
No.
that's
Every single game is
just
a
dumb.
classic.
United, Arsenal, and Liverpool. Let's start.
If this is all time, United, Liverpool, Arsenal. If this is currently, Liverpool, Arsenal, United. And I don't think anyone can disagree with that. Anyone.
With Manchester United.
This is the easiest decision of my life. And I honestly, if anyone calls me biased in the comments, you're being biased the other way. They're number one.
I'm sorry, I have to put him number two. Start with.
Bit vague on what it was about, but I gave my reasoning as to what I would have done.
Gerrard. What did my man do to be involved in this conversation?
Agreed. KDB and Scholes are both better than Gerrard. There's some ball knowledge for you.
We will never know. This might be a first time in Rankum. I'm going to put him number 4 because Lampard not being in this conversation. I mean,
Okay,
if
that's nuts.
people-
No, Gerrard is better than Lampard, but Scholes and De Bruyne are both better than Gerrard. I will say that.
Don't rate him because he's English.
All right, but do you think he's worth 70 million?
I think he's worth 70 with 1 year left on
No.
his contract. If you
He'd hardly be worth 40 now. He's had a bad run of form and injuries, so yeah.
had 5 years, I'd pay, I think, 150.
Okay, all right, yeah, 150 for Mason Mounts. Yeah, that's a bit nuts. Yeah, that is definitely far from the truth.
That's Mike, Licha, and Ruben Dias. Let's start.
Okay, if you're going off this season, which I don't think it's for, but if you're going off this season, it is Van Dijk, Diaz, Lisandro Martinez. Obviously, Martinez has had poor run of injuries and a poor run of form. But if we're going off last season, though, I'm going Martinez, Diaz, Van Dijk. Van Dijk last season, yeah, not the greatest, but this season, back to his best, absolutely. Like, literally, maybe just like a fraction off where he was when he almost won the Ballon d'Or that year with Liverpool.
With Van Dijk.
Current season, and this guy reeks. He's last on the list. I mean, he's not
If this
even
is
the
last
same
season, I agree.
ballpark as the other two. If I'm being for real.
Brother, there's no way. Or disagree.
Okay.
Arsenal
You know what? There was some awful ones in there. There was a few I thought were not too bad, like the Gerrard one. You know what? That's some ball knowledge there. That's all I got to say. Okay, next.
technically
Okay, I've seen this clip before. There is like 2 or 3 clips here I've seen, and this is absolutely shocking what this man actually says.
ball striking, passing, this and that. Tom Huddleston was one of the best in the Prem.
I'm gonna say something. Paul Scholes passing, Tom Huddleston.
Yeah, see that? Yeah, that's just crazy. His mate's reaction is literally me when I first saw
I
it.
promise you.
Technically,
To be fair, Tom Huddleston actually did score a goal last night in the under-21s for Manchester United, so props to him. But I think even Tom Huddleston himself will disagree with this statement because Paul Scholes passing is some of the best I've ever seen.
ball striking, passing,
Oh yeah,
this and
we've seen this. Next. Oh, no. Oh yeah, Mr. Troy Deeney. All right. If you don't know who Troy Deeney is, I'll give you a little breakdown. Troy Deeney, ex-Watford, ex-Birmingham, English striker, played in the Premier League for a few years, played in the Championship for a lot. He, on his day, isn't a bad striker by any means. He's not great, but he's not bad. That's one thing I will say. Kind of a bit more of a slower hold-up striker. Not too bad at, laying it off on the back. But yeah, like nothing. Like he never made an England cap in his career. I'm pretty sure, I'm almost certain. And he's talking. So he should have watched his words. Arguably one of the best English strikers ever live. I only have Wayne Rooney above him. And yeah, just listen to this absolute blasphemous statement that he says.
Is Harry Kane a better footballer than Troy Deeney? Fucking absolutely.
Yeah, see, he agrees with that.
I'd be fucking naive to say.
Yeah,
something.
good on you, mate.
Finisher than me, yes. Can he head a ball better than me? No.
Okay, well, Kane actually has more headed goals in his career, I think, than Troy Deeney's best ever goal tally in a single season. So, dumb. Next.
Can he control the ball better than me? Like, look after it when there's 2 men on his back? No.
Okay, so he's saying he's a better hold-up player than Harry Kane, who is one of the best hold-up strikers in recent history, coming in the lines and dropping deep and making those nice playing balls. Yeah, he's I think a bit thick in the head, because that is awful.
When you're winning a game in the 85th minute and you need someone to come on because he's getting a bit tired or whatever, he can't do
Troy,
that.
mate, you've had
When I was going
an absolute
at Spurs,
howler.
that would have been my role.
Troy.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about.
plain and simple.
Yeah.
How is this guy agreeing with him? That's what is, like,
Also,
in my head. I don't know how the people that are sitting in the same room as him are just like, yeah, Troy, good one. No, like that.
it's something that I will say, and anyone that knows me and anyone that's played with me will say this. Can he be honest every single day? and say he outworked Roy.
Mate, I'm sure Kane outworked you, but if he didn't anyway, he is still astronomically better than
Very,
you.
very
So
good.
don't try and say that there are parts of your game where you are better than Kane.
I'm there, innit?
Yeah. Alright.
Because one thing that
I've had enough of that clip. Next.
This isn't me bantering or trying to annoy you or whatever. I genuinely think that's arguably the worst thing that's ever been said of us. and I'll be dead serious. You've actually gone trend in midfield.
Oh my God, you actually did.
Are you in 10 years?
mental?
Doing it right now.
Wait, what did he pick Trent for?
An all-time Liverpool Man United.
Oh no. Theo picked Trent in an all-time Man United Liverpool 11. Not at right back. In the midfield. At right back? You know what? I wouldn't even argue with it. At right back? You know what? Gary Neville, even Dennis Irwin. Actually, Dennis Irwin played left and right back, so pick him for either. Dennis Irwin, Gary Neville, or Trent. Any of the three, I wouldn't mind. They're all valid answers. But in the midfield, yeah, okay, that's way out of line.
Fucking bad, mate. I'm not going to lie. Keane is arguably the best midfielder the Prem's ever seen. And
Yeah,
the best captain
definitely
he's
one
played.
of, and the best captain in my opinion.
Who's played, I'll take him over Trent, who's played 4 games
Keane, one
in
of the
midfield.
best midfielders the Prem's ever seen.
Yes, Theo.
Yeah.
But would you want him in your team? Yeah, you would.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe over Trent, who's played 4 games there. This isn't me bantering or trying to annoy you or whatever. I genuinely think that's arguably the worst thing that's ever been said of us.
Yeah.
And
That's not a bad shout.
To have him in a combined 11 in midfield, in a Man United and Liverpool combined 11, in my opinion, is
genuinely
borderline criminal.
I don't even think he's top 40
Yeah.
midfielders.
Yeah, he'd be right. Genuinely, he'd be right.
Annoy you or whatever. I genuinely think that's arguably the worst thing that's ever been said
Okay,
of
all
us.
right. Yeah. Yeah, Theo had an absolute howler there. Fun fact, I've met Theo Baker. Put a photo here. Lovely guy. Took time out of his day to take a photo of me. But yeah, that is an absolutely shocking take. I'm sorry about that.
I reckon Modric was a better player. Better midfielder.
What? That's a fact.
Nowhere near Zidane. I reckon he challenges Zidane. And you know what?
Are you serious,
You know what? Let me just dig my own grave again one more time, boys. I'm going to dig my grave one more time. Yeah. I reckon De Bruyne is even better.
Okay. You know what? I was going to let that clip play out and then say at the end that I actually agree with him, that you could genuinely make an argument for Modric being as good as Zidane. Look at what he's achieved in his career and look at what Zidane's achieved. Obviously, both have Ballon d'Ors, both have Champions League. Zidane has a World Cup and a Euros to his name, which is kind of the factor. But also Zidane's a bit before my time, so I will give him that. I'll give him benefit of the doubt and say Zidane's better, but Modric is definitely, in my opinion, the next best one around the time period. Like from the 2000s onwards, I reckon the next best midfielder to Zidane would be Luka Modric. Yeah, but De Bruyne, yeah, that's a bit nuts. I could probably name you 5 midfielders that come closer to Zidane than De Bruyne. Actually, maybe not 5. Let's go for 3. Xavi, Iniesta, they're both closer to Zidane than De Bruyne was. And as a third, can't think. Maybe it is De Bruyne. I don't know, but definitely Xavi and Iniesta are closer.
Every World Cup player's looking at him. They don't even want to touch him.
I'm serious about
Bro, Pinocchio in a semi
Yeah.
final, bro.
In the final.
Final, sorry.
I'm serious about
What are you
Modric.
talking about,
Let's
bro?
talk Modric. I was taking
class.
this.
Headbutt in the final. That means he like. Had enough.
Bro, said, bro,
Yeah.
nothing to me.
No discipline.
It doesn't get better than this,
A
actually.
man makes fun of your sister. You're not gonna say nothing?
Where the heck is this going?
That's that North African blood, bro. I don't blame you. I'll do the same thing.
He doesn't even see it as a big game. I was like, what did you say? Dang
My
Allah.
mother, my sister, nah.
He doesn't care, bro.
Yeah. No, that's a good clip. But yeah, you know what? Half right, I reckon. I reckon he's half right. What's
Give me
next?
your unpopular football opinion.
Darwin Núñez is a better football player than Erling Haaland.
Okay, all right. Well, Erling Haaland scored 36 Premier League goals last season, and Darwin Núñez has missed the most big chances created this season. So I think that stat speaks for itself.
Oh, N'Golo Kante is the GOAT.
The goat what?
Luis Suarez.
Okay, well, he's one of the best Premier League midfielders of all time, undoubtedly. But yeah, not the GOAT. That's the one thing I will say.
Luis Suarez.
Suarez is the best player to play in the Premier League.
Ooh, okay, not ever. That man is Cristiano Ronaldo, closely followed by Thierry Henry. But you know what? If you told me top 10, you know what? I'd actually like somewhat agree with you. On his day, at least at Liverpool, he was an absolute demon. Like no one could stop him. But yeah, great player. Not the best take, close, but I assume it's a bit of bias. He was wearing a Liverpool scarf. So, what's this one? Real Madrid's first 6. I assume this is going to be about Champions Leagues.
Real Madrid's first 6 Champions League should be wiped away.
Yeah.
Because it was
Not wiped away. I think thought upon not so highly, maybe, but not wiped away. You can't just wipe away history. That's like saying, like, 50 years down the line, like, you know, my kids' saying that Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi aren't some of the best players to ever live, which would just be an absolute, like, travesty to even consider. So, yeah, like, it's all relative. Like, at the time, you know, they had Di Stefano and Frank Puskás. So yeah, I wouldn't be saying stuff like that.
And I was only about 6 teams in it, so
Bow protection, but even Arsenal won't finish top 4.
Okay, that's nuts. They've definitely got top 4 in the bag. They're kind of just currently battling it out with City and Liverpool for the Premier League title at the moment. I don't think they will win it. I think they'll end up 3rd. I think it's a 2-horse race now, but they still are in it. Points wise, it is logical for them to make a charge, but yeah, I don't see it happening. Okay, United will win the league. Yeah, it's a bit nuts. Okay, what's next?
Steven Gerrard, overrated.
Okay, Steven Gerrard. He's clearly doing overrated, underrated. Haven't seen this clip before. Steven Gerrard, perfectly rated in my opinion. Great Premier League player, one of the best midfielders to play in the Premier League. Yeah.
Steven Gerrard, overrated.
I think perfectly rated.
Mesut Ozil,
Mesut Ozil, I'm saying underrated. Yeah.
Didier Drogba,
Perfectly rated.
underrated.
If anything, overrated, I think. But both are good answers. Underrated, yeah, I don't think underrated, but yeah.
Fernando Torres,
Fernando Torres, I'm going to say perfectly rated, or, yeah, I'm going to say perfectly rated.
underrated.
Yeah, not underrated.
Schneider, underrated.
Schneider, yeah, underrated. I'm going to go underrated.
Sergio Ramos, underrated.
I'm going to say perfectly rated, one of the best defenders ever.
Cavani, bit overrated.
I think underrated. Second top goal scorer in PSG's history, played for the likes of United, Napoli, great player. On his day, unstoppable. Yeah, I think underrated, if anything, not overrated.
Wayne Rooney,
Wayne Rooney, my favourite player ever. Definitely underrated. A bit overrated, come on, mate.
just a bit.
No. Wayne Rooney is the best English player of all time. Hands down, my favourite player ever. Yeah, I don't know about that. All right, let's go to the next.
Nunez or Nicholas Jackson?
Nunez.
Nunez or Raheem Sterling?
Nunez.
Sterling or Werner?
Sterling.
Sterling or Abraham?
Sterling.
Sterling or Lukaku?
Sterling.
Sterling or Fernando Torres?
Torres.
Fernando Torres or Olivier Giroud?
Torres.
Fernando Torres or Diego Costa?
Torres.
Fernando Torres or Didier Drogba?
Ooh, Drogba, yeah. Yeah, okay. You know what? He had one miss. All time, Sterling is probably better than Nunez, but right now, Nunez is better. That's the reason I said that. You know what? Good on him. Bit of ball knowledge there.
Don't speak until you hear a better player than Didier Drogba. Sébastien Haller,
No.
Emmanuel Adebayor,
No.
Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang,
No.
George Weah,
Maybe.
Sadio Mane.
No.
Okay.
No way.
Victor Osimhen,
No.
Mohamed Salah,
Yes.
Samuel Eto'o.
Yes.
Greatest legends.
Yep. Eto'o, Salah, Drogba, top 3 African players of all time in that order. And I think that's the last clip. So yeah, that is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you thought these football opinions were a bit ordinary. Did they have some validity? Did I have some validity in my commentary? Let me know, and like, subscribe, all that stuff. And I'll see you next Thursday for a big video. We're going out to the Sharks versus Dogs game on Friday night, as well as the South Sydney and Roosters are playing in the game prior. Going with Winston and a few mates, and we're going to go for a vlog, and that's going to be in the video next Thursday. and I will see you then.